Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Beaky back once again with another Elder Scrolls Legends news update. And for you guys today, we'll be discussing the patch 1.61. This new patch brings bug fixes, card balance changes, along with some new UI elements and even some future content that we might not really know about, like the Android and iOS releases. I'm going to be going over some of the different changes to and bug fixes for the game, and we'll be discussing the new balance changes for these new cards. But first, I wanted to highlight the new changes for the beginning players out there, as this channel is very much focused at the more starter players for Legends. We're going to be having a brand new player quest system for the newcomers out there. Along with that, there's going to be more defined ways to know exactly which rewards you're going to be able to get inside the game itself. So story mode rewards are going to be coming, and they're going to be very simple to understand, letting you know what reward you're going to get after the end of that arc of the chapter. Moving on from there, guys, the thing I wanted the most in this game right here: mousing over a deck tile reveals that a new deck info button, which allows deleting, renaming, and copying decks from the collection screen. Oh, how many times I've wanted to just do a full copy of a deck I already had, just to change 2 to 3 cards, but don't want to change a core deck without having to remember every card that I had in the deck originally. So this is going to be great for any players out there just doesn't want to have to rebuild the whole entire deck, just want to instantly copy that deck and just add a few cards and take it right out. This is a feature I've been wanting in the game since I first started playing it, and I'm glad that's officially being added very soon. So let's go over to the thing that most advanced players want to talk about. Of course, it is a card changes. So right here, guys, let's start off with what you guys are going to need to know for the newcomers out there as well for refunding these cards. So until February 8th, you need to have soul summoned these cards to go ahead and soul trap them to get the full refund. So if you got these cards from packs, you will not get a full refund. So just be noted that, guys, the only way to get the full refund is if you had soul summoned any of these cards that are listed right there. So let's talk about the first big change, the Listener. So the Listener, for me, ladies and gentlemen, was not a card that I felt that needed to be balance change in any single way, but this does open up some future changes, as the developers have mentioned here in their own posts. And it being a 1/1 doesn't really affect me very much, and I think most players will keep this card in their deck because they keep it in their deck for the ability to get those Brotherhood Assassins, especially if you're playing like an Altar of Despair deck. The reason I have this card in your deck is more or less to shuffle those Brotherhood Assassins into your deck and have them there. So I'm perfectly okay with this new change to this card. Next up, we got Dark Rift. And the Dark Rift change, I do not mind one bit. The reason for this is that, plain and simple, Dark Rift was one of those cards that if a player was able to get 2 of them on the field by the 4th turn, it could kind of really hurt you in the long run. So changing the cost to 3 doesn't make the card unplayable by any means, but it does give your opponent a better chance to actually deal with the card in the late game. So Dark Rift change, or nerf if you want to call it that, I'm perfectly okay with. This time around, guys, most of these changes I'm more than happy with. Let's move on to the next one right down here, Gladiator Arena. Gladiator Arena is one of those cards that I kind of despise, but that's because of the way I play the game. Like, it moves so fast through a match that it's just not the way I want a match to go. I personally, so seeing this card change from 3 to 4 is very much welcome to me. It doesn't stop the card from being played or anything like that, but it being changed from a 3 cost to 4 card cost is going to be interesting to see how people adjust their decks with this new card. So I'm fine with this, and it doesn't affect some of my decks that I currently use right now. So I guess I'm like, it's a win for me currently. Truthfully, it's a win because with all the nerfs lately to item healing, like Snake Tooth Necklace, like, oh my, over the last few months, I mean, even Health Potion got a little slight nerf. So I'm okay with Gladiator Arena getting bumped up in cost. Same thing, next card right here, Black Worm Necromancer. This is a card I do use in my current ranked deck. So it moving from 5 cost to 6 cost, I feel like it might hurt me, my decks, but I really gotta see once I get into a match to see if that's true, because I understand why the developers did it. The explanation makes sense. I just gotta play with the card to really see if I feel that bad about it, and I don't think I will. I don't think moving it from 5 cost to 6 cost is gonna be that devastating to me overall, because my decks are not reliant on this card always working. There are some people's decks out there that so much revolve around this card and having this effect work that it definitely is gonna hurt them. But for me, I'm not upset by this change. I'm really not upset by any of these changes so far. To the fact, the next thing we're gonna be discussing right here, which is awesome. Look at this. This one actually gets a buff. My dude that draws freaking support cards. This card needed some. Oh, let me move back up a little bit. Sorry about that. This card needed some help. It has gone from a 4/4 to a 4/5, and I think that's so great because now he won't be affected by lightning bolts, just like the developer has said. Him and the Burglar were the two cards that got Lightning Bolt the most before they ever got a chance to Pilfer, and I'm so glad to see this card get some type of love right now, guys. Glad to see that. And here's another card that I didn't play too much before, and I do have a copy of it, so Blade Master, I'm going to be playing with you more, as now you're a 3/5 card. You're going to be able to do a little bit more damage, and I want to see what happens with it over time. So I'm glad with all these new card balance changes. I don't think I'm going to refund any of these cards. Actually, I definitely can't because I haven't soul summoned any of these cards in the last months. I'm keep. I think all of these changes are perfectly fine. I know some people might be a little bit mad about the Dark Rift. If your deck really was revolved around Dark Rift, I could see that being a little upsetting. But I think we're good because this is overall good for the long run of the game. That's why I feel like all these changes are going to be good for the long run of the game. Just for my quick overview. Of course, once I get into the game, play with these changes, see how other people play with these changes, is obviously going to affect my opinion a little differently. But I just wanted to go over with you guys right now. Now, with that out of the way, I actually wanted to bring up some other stuff related to the game and what has changed and what you guys should be aware of. So, let me bring those up. So right here, these are bug fixes that the developers implemented that I think you guys should be aware of. Right here, bam. Support cards no longer be hovered through OK and cancel buttons when sacrificing the card in a full lean. This is important to just note, just in case that you guys were planning to play like they normally do and just like, you know, hover between cancel and OK when you're sacrificing a support card. No, when you're gonna sacrifice one of your support cards, it's just gonna happen instantly, so just be careful with that. Moving on from there, Ring of Imaginary Might is now added to cards that randomly generate items. That's one of the other changes in this big long, like, look how long this is, guys. There's a lot of different stuff, so I'm just cherry picking some information that I think is really important for you guys to know. So like stuff like Plunder will now give Ring of Imaginary Might, which I never even noticed and didn't do that before, but I'm glad that's happening. Cards like Gardener of Despair, if you play Gardener of Despair in the Plunder lane and you have another Gardener of Despair on the field right now, that other Gardener of Despair doesn't get an item. Now they're fixing that in the bug fixes, so they're saying that that was a bug and now it's being fixed. They do have some stuff about a Ring of Chaos. I don't know what a Ring of Chaos is. It's not a card that I currently have ever heard of, so I don't know if that's going to be the monthly reward, but that's something in the patch notes, and they have some information about the iOS and Android releases, and that's really interesting because we don't know when those releases are coming, so I wouldn't figure they would put anything in here about iOS and Android unless those releases of that is going to be coming around really soon. And if you guys want to see the thing about Ring of Chaos, here it is. Ring of Chaos. So like we got to see what the hell the Ring of Chaos is and find out more information about that real soon. Going into something else that's really like good for me in the login bug fixes. Now when it says the reconnect, if you guys have ever stayed in the game so long till the game actually kicks you out, if you press that reconnect button, it basically just kicks you right back out to the Bethesda Net launcher. Now when you actually press that reconnect button, it's going to reconnect you back to the game. So for us who might like go away, make a sandwich, hang out with our family for a few minutes and forgot that, oh yeah, we had Legends logged in the background. Now when we come back and press the reconnect button, it's going to get us right back into the game. So I'm glad to see that's going to be another thing added to the update. Alright guys, and the only other thing I just want to let you guys know about, this is for the store bug fixes, or basically just part of the update. The founder title is now received if the starter pack is purchased prior to completing chapter 7. So that's quite interesting now, guys. So if you want the founder title, you're gonna have to purchase a starter pack prior to completing chapter 7. I'm not sure why this change is coming about, but it's there, and that's one of the things that the developers want to do. I don't currently have the founder's title. It's just something I'm not too interested in, but if you guys wanted it, that's the way you're gonna have to do it now. Alright, so Beaky here with the Untitled Game Show. That's been the brand new 1.61 update and your Elder Scrolls Legends news update for the day. I'll be back tomorrow with more Legends. Till then, peace out.